The opening scene of the film shows an American man named Kyle LeBlanc who is working abroad at a steel factory in Magnitogorsk, Russia. One day he receives a call from his wife Gray, who complains that he does not spend enough time with her. As a result, Kyle decides to take a few days off from work, so they can spend some time together. That same night Kyle returns home, and on the way he calls his wife to tell her he is coming. But everything suddenly changes when he hears her scream on the phone. It turns out that a man named Sergei Koval has broken into the house and attacked Gray. Kyle rushes home quickly, but it is too late, and he finds his wife's lifeless body on the floor. While he is mourning her, Sergei suddenly attacks him from behind and then runs away. Kyle angrily chases him through the streets of Magnitogorsk and they begin to fight, but soon the police arrive and arrest both of them. In the next scene, both men are taken to court, but Sergei bribes the judge and is declared innocent because there are no witnesses. Furious at this unfair verdict, Kyle steals a gun from a courthouse lawyer and shoots several bullets at Sergei in front of the court to take revenge. After this crime, he is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Later, Kyle is transferred with several other criminals to Krivoy prison, which is run by a corrupt guard known as General Khrushchev. After arriving, the prisoners are forced to hand over their belongings, but Kyle refuses to give them his wedding ring. Because of this, he is beaten by an officer named Lieutenant Tolbert, and the ring is taken from him by force. Later that night, Kyle sees some guards taking an American prisoner named Billy Cooper to another cell where he is attacked by Andre, the prison's top fighter and a member of the Russian mafia. It is clear that this man has bribed the officers. At dawn, the guards escort Billy, bruised and badly injured, to the hospital while Andre calmly joins the other prisoners and acts as if nothing happened. While the prisoners are lining up in the yard, Andre bumps into Kyle and mocks his dead wife. This angers Kyle and leads to a fight between them, after which Kyle is thrown into a filthy solitary cell. After suffering several exhausting days in isolation, Kyle begins a hunger strike and even tries to end his own life. But at the last moment, he remembers the loving moments he shared with his wife, which encourages him to keep living. A few days later, Kyle is moved into a cell with prisoner 451, an African-American inmate who has killed 3 of his previous cellmates. Kyle is somewhat afraid of his reputation, but says nothing. One day, Kyle's brother-in-law visits him in prison and tells him that Gray has been buried with respect. He also promises to do everything possible to get Kyle out of prison, but advises him to pay the guards some money to make life easier until then. The next day, Kyle meets Billy in the prison yard, and they talk. Billy explains that he was sentenced to 18 months for drunk driving and crashing into a restaurant. Their conversation is interrupted when another American prisoner named Malachi, who uses a wheelchair, approaches them. He explains the prison politics and the different gangs inside, including the alliance between the Russian mafia and the prison guards. As time passes, Kyle slowly adapts to prison life, although Andre continues to mock him and provoke him into fighting. One night, Kyle dreams that Sergei is attacking his wife again. The nightmare shakes him badly in his sleep and makes him gasp for air, disturbing his cellmate, who nearly strangles him. After this incident, Kyle tries to bribe the guards to change his cell, but since he is an American, they demand even more money. The scene then shifts to a fighting event organized inside the prison. Malachi tells Kyle that General Khrushchev arranges these matches and bets money on the fighters. Andre, who has never been defeated, once again brutally defeats another prisoner. During this time, Kyle asks Malachi whether prisoner 451 has ever entered the fights, and Malachi says no. However, the prison officials make a lot of money by placing other prisoners in cell 451 and then accepting payments from them to be moved elsewhere. In Krivoy prison, the inmates are also forced to perform extremely hard labor. During one of these work assignments, some gang members decide to play a dirty trick on Kyle during the work duty. They falsely claim that he insulted them, and the guards allow them to deal with him themselves. As a result, the gang members brutally beat him before the guards return Kyle to solitary confinement. In that cell, he constantly hears the disturbing noise of another prisoner in the neighboring cell, but there is nothing he can do except bang on the walls. After a month, he is finally released from solitary, and his appearance is changed because of the long growth of his hair and beard. While eating, Andre approaches Kyle and once again begins mocking him. This angers Kyle and another fight breaks out between them. Soon the prison guards intervene and Kyle is again sent back to the same solitary cell. In the following days, the gangs fight each other, killing other prisoners over minor conflicts, and the situation inside the prison becomes very tense. One day, while the guards are distracted by a discussion about a mine at the work site, Billy and another prisoner take advantage of the moment and attempt to escape. Their attempt fails. The other prisoner is shot, and Billy is captured again. Meanwhile, Kyle, who is constantly harassed by Andre and his group, begins intense physical training. Later, another fight is arranged inside the prison, and Kyle faces Andre. Andre is stronger and quickly gains the upper hand, but Kyle surprises everyone with an unexpected comeback. In a savage moment, he bites a large piece from Andre's neck and kills him in pain and agony. After this, Kyle suffers a mental breakdown while the prisoners and guards watch him in shock. This fight becomes a turning point in his life, giving him a confidence he never had before. Kyle continues fighting other prisoners, and his victories keep increasing. Eventually, he becomes accepted by the prison environment and earns respect as well. His fights grow increasingly violent, and he even begins killing his opponents. He also rejects any help from his brother-in-law or the American embassy, believing that nothing will ever change. However, this change in Kyle worries his friends Malachi and Billy. At one point, prisoner 451 asks him if he even knows who he really is, and answers that he probably does not. On Russia's Independence Day, Billy grows tired of the physical abuse he suffers and attempts another escape. But this time, Malachi betrays him by informing the guards about the plan in exchange for special medical treatment. After being captured, Billy is locked in a cell with another prison fighter named Valia. Valia tries to abuse Billy's young body, and Billy spits in his face in protest. This only angers Valia, who beats him almost to death. The next morning, Kyle finds Billy taking his final breaths. Before dying, Billy advises him not to let the prison, the guards, or the inmates turn him into someone he is not. Deeply affected by these words, Kyle realizes that the time has come to fight for his inner peace and rediscover his true self. Because of this, he firmly decides to refuse future fights, a decision that angers the prison guards. As punishment, they hang him outside in harsh weather conditions, but Kyle refuses to give in. Meanwhile, prisoner 451 learns about Malachi's betrayal of Billy and decides to avenge his death. He pours flammable liquid over Malachi and sets him on fire, causing a horrific death. While watching Malachi burn, 451 remembers his painful childhood when he was abused by one of his teachers. It is revealed that he burned that teacher in revenge, which is why he is in prison. Inspired by Kyle's courage during his long punishment, the prison gangs decide to stop competing with each other and unite. Despite the general's orders, they collectively refuse to fight one another. This leaves the prison officers powerless because they cannot punish all the prisoners at once. This situation frustrates General Khrushchev and his fellow officers since they had been earning large amounts of money by gambling on the fights. They blame Kyle for the prisoners' rebellion and plan to eliminate him to restore order. Before that, Kyle is released from his chains and taken to the hospital to recover. During this time, he dreams about his late wife, who tells him she is happy that he has rediscovered his true self. Kyle says he misses her, and Gray replies that as long as someone remembers her, she is still alive. Later, Kyle returns to his cell where General Khrushchev confronts him, furious that his authority has been challenged. He forces Kyle to take part in one final fight against a huge prisoner named Milk, who has been kept separate from the general population. Milk is the same man whose voice Kyle used to hear through the wall during his time in solitary confinement. When the fight begins, Kyle is thrown around like a rag doll, but just when he is close to death, he starts banging on the door, the same way he did in solitary. Milk recognizes the sound and suddenly embraces Kyle like a friend. With kindness, he explains that Kyle was the only person who ever tried to communicate with him all these years. Unfortunately, this angers the officers, and Lieutenant Tolbert points his gun at them and orders them to continue fighting. Kyle refuses and instead tells the officers to kill him, declaring that he will not fight anymore. Tolbert prepares to shoot Kyle, but Milk intervenes and attacks the officer. Seeing this, the prisoners begin protesting loudly. While Milk fights the guards, Kyle releases the other prisoners from their cells, and a massive prison riot begins. In the chaos, Milk is fatally shot, and before he finally succumbs to his wounds, he comforts him, but soon additional forces are called, and the prison officers regain control of the situation. They order the prisoners to return to their cells. While Kyle and prisoner 451 sit together, Kyle talks about what happened to his wife and how his actions eventually led him to prison. After hearing the story, 451 tells him that he can help him escape from the prison. The two later return to their cell, where 451 gives Kyle some documents containing evidence of all the murders and corruption that have taken place in Krivoy prison for more than 200 years. He asks Kyle to deliver this information to the United States government, and Kyle agrees. To escape from the prison, 451 asks Kyle to fight one last time, so the officers will be distracted. Kyle is unsure about this idea at first, but after encouragement from his cellmate, he accepts the plan. The next day, Kyle prepares to fight Valia. When the battle begins, Kyle gains the advantage and dislocates Valia's shoulder. Valia, filled with anger and trying to strike Kyle, pulls out a knife, but he accidentally stabs the leader of the Russian mafia, which results in the man's death. Kyle quickly uses this opportunity to slam Valia's head against a metal pole and finally defeat him. After the fight, the guards escort Kyle outside to execute him, exactly as 451 had predicted. Meanwhile, 451 uses a secret passage to reach the garage. There he surprises the guards and kills them all. At the same time, Kyle threatens Tolbert with a gun and, after taking the key to unlock his handcuffs, ties him under a vehicle. Kyle also takes back his wedding ring. When he meets 451 again, he asks him to come along, but 451 refuses and instead asks Kyle to make sure the whole world learns about the crimes committed in this prison. After this, Kyle successfully escapes from the prison. Meanwhile, 451 goes to the general's office and kills Khrushchev for his corrupt actions. Afterward, 451 returns to his cell and remains imprisoned, while Kyle manages to return to his own country. In the final scene, it is revealed that the corruption of Krivoy prison has been exposed, and the prison is permanently shut down.